everybody. If you watch my videos, you're probably writing a book. Otherwise, why are you here? Is it my impeccable beauty that brings you to my channel? My delicate female sensibilities? Probably not. Since you're likely a writer, you probably know there's one question all of us have, and that's how the hell do I get people to read my book? Today I'm breaking down how to get people to read your book, specifically how to get influencers to read your book. When I say influencers, I'm talking about bloggers, podcasters, booktubers, YouTubers, any person with some type of public platform that they use to talk about, review, and promote books. When you're promoting a book, especially in the 3 to 6 months before it releases, you're gonna need to recruit influencers to read, review, and discuss your book. By doing this, these influencers are sharing your book with their audience, which in turn will encourage their audience to read your book as well. The thing is, you can't just email a bunch of influencers and say, "Hi, read my book. Bye." You'd think this would be a given, but it's not. I get a lot of strange emails, and I've completely lost faith in the human race. Fear not, I am hitting you with the 5 simple steps to getting influencers to read and review your book, because this world is full of idiots, and I can't take it anymore. Number 1, do your research. You might be shocked to hear this, but not every bookish person online is a book reviewer. You have no idea how many authors have contacted me asking me to review their book on my book review channel. What book review channel? I have literally never reviewed books on this channel. Additionally, just because someone does review books does not mean they want to review yours. People have preferences. Some people only read sci-fi and fantasy, others only read middle grade and young adult. This means if you want influencers to read your book, you have an obligation to do your research and contact the right people. But Jenna, research is hard. You're telling me you have the dedication to write, edit, and publish a book, but you don't have the dedication to research bloggers. Wow. Study these people's platforms. Check to see what type of genres they read, what sort of stories they gravitate toward, and if they review books in the first place. Number 2, treat people like people. Influencers get contacted on a daily basis by people who have clearly never watched a single one of their videos or never read a single one of their posts. And you know what they do with those emails? They delete them. You may think you're saving time by mass emailing a billion people, but all you're doing is getting yourself blacklisted. Please keep in mind, you're asking this person to do you a favor. The least you can do is treat this person like they're a human being. That means you can't send the same exact email to everyone. You have to individualize it. Let the person know that you actually spent time on their platform and appreciate their content. Say I was a book reviewer, which I'm not, and you're emailing me. You could open with something like, "Hey Jenna, I really enjoy your channel. I love your sarcasm, especially in the tropes videos, and Peter the Penguin is pretty much the coolest YouTube mascot ever. This proves that you actually pay attention to my content. In other words, you've done the bare minimum." But Jenna, does this mean I actually have to read their stuff or watch their videos? Yeah, you do. Treating people with thoughtfulness and basic decency will get you far in life. I promise. Number 3, tell them about your book. Once you've researched your influencers and composed a thoughtful opening, you need to tell them about your book. Otherwise, how are they going to know that they want to read it? At an absolute minimum, I'd recommend telling each influencer the book's title, genre, target audience, release date, back of the book synopsis, and trigger warnings. A really easy way to send all that information at once is to send each influencer your book's press kit. If you're not sure what a press kit is or you don't have one, comment below. Maybe I'll cook up that video in the future. Number 4, be realistic. Imagine you're an influencer and someone sent you an email asking you to read their book. The story sounds interesting, the cover looks gorgeous, and then at the end of the email, they say, "Here's a link to buy it, that'll cost you $15. Say what now? Guys, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but you can't ask influencers to both buy and promote your book. Influencers, in theory, will be promoting your book with a large number of people. So when you ask them to both buy and promote your book, You're asking them to pay to promote you. Do you see how ridiculous this sounds? This means you gotta offer to send them a free copy in return for an honest review, and the size of their audience will determine what kind of copy you send to them. If they have a small audience, you can send them an ebook, which costs you nothing. But if they have a large audience, they are going to be expecting a paperback at the absolute minimum. But Jenna, what if I send them a book and then they don't read it? Oh fucking well. I sent TSC out to a ton of influencers, and about 75% of them promoted the book. That's just how it goes. Sending out books is an investment in marketing, and if you skip this step, it's going to be very hard to rack in substantial reviews. And number 5, templates are your friend. Contacting influencers really doesn't have to be as complicated as it seems. There are ways to make the process simpler, and the easiest one is to use a template. Generate a template for the bulk of your email, the part where you express what you're requesting, which in this case is a read and review, and the part where you give all the details about your book. After that, all you gotta do is personalize the opener. And probably the easiest way to do this that I've come across is using the messaging center on StoryAd. StoryAd is a platform that helps authors market their book. You can create a press kit, you can create a marketing plan, and you can use their messaging center, which has a bazillion templates for a variety of scenarios, including this one. If you're not sure how to contact influencers, this is honestly the easiest place to start. The template is pre-made, you can modify it as you please, and I'm gonna show you how right now, because I'm that kind of lady. Alright folks, here we are at StoryAd. Right now we are at my StoryAd dashboard. Let's go ahead and contact some influencers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the Outreach tab. This is where you can do research regarding bloggers, influencers, reviewers, all kinds of people, and you can create lists of people that you would like to contact in the future. I have already created my list, so we're going to go ahead and move to the Messaging tab. And I'm going to click Send a New Message. Which project would you like to send messages about? I'm going to click the Savior's Champion. Which list would you like to send messages to? I'm going to click on the list titled Book Reviewer. Okay, so this is my list titled Book Reviewer. For the sake of this video, I just put one person on the list, and it's me. So now we're going to select a template, and I'm going to choose the one that says Reviewers. And here we have a template of an email that you can send to reviewers. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a subject. I'm gonna go with ARC Review, the Savior's Champion. Dear contact first name. So what you're seeing here is that StoryAd will automatically put the reviewer's first name here. My name is author full name, so obviously it's going to put my name there. I am the author of blah blah blah. It's going to put the Savior's Champion. I am emailing you because I believe you and your dedicated readers would be interested in learning more about blah blah blah, etc., etc. So I'm going to change this to my name is Jenna Moreci, author of the upcoming dark fantasy novel. Project title, The Savior's Champion. Now I want to personalize the email even further, so I'm going to say a little bit about the person's channel or blog, just so they know that I've paid attention to their content. I'm a big fan of your channel, particularly your hilarious trope videos, and I love the advice you provide online. This will make you stand out among the other people who email them with just a bunch of regurgitated crap that they're sending to everyone else. Now the next line says, I'm emailing you because I believe you and your dedicated readers would be interested in learning more about the Savior's Champion. I personally believe this is a little too vague, so I would play around with it. I would change it to say, I'm emailing you because based on your love of forbidden romance and graphic violence, I think you and your dedicated followers would be interested in learning more about the Savior's Champion. I would be honored if you would consider my book for review. The next line references the book synopsis. I'm going to fiddle with it a little bit more just to make it sound a little more natural.
So I added, here's a little bit more about the Savior's Champion, and I included the back of the book synopsis. And as we scroll down, it has some of the basic information. To learn much more about me as an author, please visit my full profile here, and it has your StoryAd profile. For a fun and quick way to get to know lots more about the Savior's Champion, please visit my e-press kit. StoryAd has an e-press kit feature where you can create your press kit entirely on their website, so you don't have to copy and paste it into the email. It will just automatically include it in the template. And then as we go further down, it says you can easily find excerpts of the Savior's Champion in my press kit, which is another great feature, as well as request a review copy in the format of your choice. Please feel free to drop me a line with any thoughts or questions you might have. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration. All the best. My name. So at this point, I'm pretty happy with this email, so I'm going to preview and personalize. Now we can take a look at the email. As you can see, it says it's to myself, from myself. The subject is Arc Review, The Savior's Champion, and the email is as follows. Now again, like I said, I recommend that you include a lot of information about your book, including the genre, the target audience, things of that nature. However, since I am attaching my press kit, that has all of the information available, so that's already taken care of. You'll notice down here there's a little box posted by StoryAd that says, customized messages have a higher rate of success. Take a moment to customize this message for Jenna Moreci. We already did that in the previous step, but you are more than welcome to do it here. At this point, I'm really happy with how the email turned out. It was really easy. It only took a couple of minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and send it. So you click send, and the message went through. That's literally it. That's all it takes. Personally, I'm a big fan of the template feature on StoryAd. It takes a process that is normally kind of overwhelming and a little intimidating and makes it a lot easier, because all you have to do is edit a few lines and boom, you're done.
So that's all I got for you today. Getting influencers to read your book may seem daunting, but really, you just gotta do your homework. Influencers are people, so treat them like it. Show an interest in what they do, write to them with dignity and care, and for God's sake, tell them about your book. If you're interested in trying out StoryAd for marketing purposes, I've got a link to their free trial listed below. I've also got my review of their platform listed below, so check it out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, you just gotta ring that bell down below. You should totally do it. Sometimes I've got bonus content, and you're gonna want to know when it goes live. The Savior's Champion is available in ebook and hardback, as well as signed hardbacks. All the links are listed below. There's a bazillion of them. Check it out and join Tobias on his epic adventure. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!